if you're doing it wrong, you may be doing it with all your heart, but if you technically you're doing it wrong, you're being perceived as being of low value. So eventually you lose heart, there's a fallout, you drop out of the web thinking, oh, it's too tough to break. And who wins eventually? The people who have tremendous professionalism, which allows them to project the right image and go on day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year.
As Hangouts mature and more people start using them, I've been predicting that the quality of the shows will increase or improve. There's a little caveat to that, because as new people come, if they're not looking into the how do I do this, then the quality is going to stay a little challenged. So there's going to be a disparity between those that do it well and those that don't. And I believe that's actually going to be harder for the newcomers, because they're not necessarily ready unless they learn the how part appropriately before they do it. I'm not just trying to blow my own horn because that's what I do, as I help people learn how, but I do think it's valuable for those to know as they're coming in, you shouldn't just wing it, because it actually may be now a year of damage control.
We've seen the same thing before with websites. The web came along and we saw websites, and there were some which were professional and some which were hugely enthusiastic and tremendously amateurish. And more amateurs came on, and as websites became easier to build, more and more people came on, and blogging came along, and a lot of bloggers came on, and then suddenly there's a fallout. Why? Because if you're doing it wrong, you may be doing it with all your heart, but if you technically you're doing it wrong, you're being perceived as being of low value. So eventually you lose heart, there's a fallout, you drop out of the web thinking, oh, it's too tough to break. And who wins eventually? The people who have tremendous professionalism, which allows them to project the right image and go on day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And here's the caveat. Those people, in websites at least, were not always the best ones. The ones who brought real value, who had tremendous passion and heart, they dropped out and felt disheartened, and they shouldn't have done. All they should have done is picked up what they didn't know and changed the dressing, changed the way they used the tropes, and moved on. And some actually did come back and did that, but a lot were lost. And I think the point you're making in Hangouts is absolutely brilliant, because one of the things I like about Hangouts is the fact that we get to see so many people across the globe learn very many things very quickly. There's tremendous value in this. And if they get disheartened because they think, putting all this energy and all this effort into this and we're not seeing any return, they're going to stop doing it after a while. The shine is going to go off the new shiny, and they'll drop out. And it'll be the web all over again. And this time around, there's no excuse, because we do have the resources to learn. We actually are aware that we need to add layers which allow us to project and manage what we do better in order to be perceived better.